Now let's move on to the next topic, which is our income elasticity of demand, or what we know in another word as YED. Okay, what exactly is income elasticity? So income elasticity actually show, what does it say? Incomes, right? So it shows how demand, okay, changes according to or when your consumer income changes. An example of that would mean that, let me give you an example. If my income increase, what happened to my demand? For example, if currently my wages or my income, let's use the word income instead. My income increased to 1 million. Would my demand for car, as example, increase? No, let's use the green color. Is my demand for car increase or would it decrease? Okay, so this is what it measures. So income elasticity actually measures how my demand changes when my income, like, increase or decreases. Or as a pattern answer, it would means the responsiveness of my quantity demand to the change in the income. Now, what is the formula to calculate a YED, or the income elasticities? So the formula for our YED, or our income elasticity, is, what is it equal to? Is equal to the percent change in quantity demand, okay, over, take a guess, percent change in what? In income. Correct. Okay. Yes. It actually give us the insight into which good are luxury, normal, or what? Inferior. This is important. What does luxury goods mean? You guys know. Expensive. Okay. High, like, end. Okay. Normal good is the good that follow the normal demand lower, which is like higher price, lower demand, lower price, higher demand. Okay. And inferior means what? If you have money, you don't want it. And you guys know what is the example of it? Instant noodles. Okay. So actually, the reason why we are calculating YED, or the income elasticity of demand, is actually to determine, another word is to determine what type, or the type of goods we are working with. Okay. Okay. Now, with the three types of good that you guys just see just then, you guys remember, right, that there are, what is it, luxury, normal, and inferior. And actually, if we calculate YED, we actually determine whether what type of good it is. Okay. Now I'm gonna use a graph to actually help explain in terms of what does it look like. What is your y-axis again? Is your income. Okay. And your x-axis is your quantity. Now, what happened is, if I have three graphs here, 1, okay, 2, 3, which one is what? Which one is what means in the three graphs just then, which one is luxury, which one is normal, or which one is inferior, okay? So between these three color, which one is luxury, which one is normal, and which one is inferior? I will actually explain it by drawing a dotted line to actually find the price, or not price, I mean income, and the quantity that each graph produce. For example, let me draw our first one, which is right here, okay? And it's also dragging down to here, okay? Obviously, if we already draw a price, we have to draw a quantity one as well, okay? And we also have here and here, okay? And obviously here as well, okay? Yeah. And now let me label them. So let's go back to our solid line. If I say this is y1 and it's equal to $1, and this is my y2 is equal to my $3, while the quantity here is 1, okay, the quantity here is 1.5, the quantity here is 2.5, okay, and oh, I forgot one more line. The quantity here is actually oops, nearly rushed it out through the line. And the quantity here is actually what do you think it is? Let's say I would say 8 as an example. Okay, let us calculate the red one and followed by the blue one and green one. Okay, so for my red one, okay, my red one, my YED equals to what? Equals to percent change in quantity. So for the red one, here and here, okay, quantity changed by what? 1.5, take away 1, divided by, what do you think it is? 3, take away 1, right? What do you get? Percent. Okay, you get 0.25. I mean, my slope is actually 0.25. Okay, now let's calculate the blue one. My YED for the blue one is actually what is my ED for the blue one? My YED for the blue one is actually what? here and here. Therefore, it's actually, what do you think it is? 8 minus 2.5%, 2.5% over, what do you think? 3 takes away 1, which equals to 1.1. Okay, and for my green one is actually what? My income actually decreasing, right? Means here and here. So my quantity actually increases. Okay, so it's 2.5 take away 1.5 divided by what? 1 take away 3. Therefore, I get a negative 0.2. Okay. And what does all of this mean? How does it help determine? Because they say that if the YED actually if a YED is actually they say that if our YED is actually between 0 and 1, okay, it means that this product is actually a normal good, which is in elastic goods. Okay, for example, normal good in this case mean all your necessities. On the other hand, okay, if your YED is way more than 1, this is what we consider as luxury. You know why? As you see on the left hand side here, when my income increased from $1 to $3 here, my demand actually increased all the way from 2.5 to 8. Okay, so just $2 more or $2 increase, the proportion of an increase in my demand is actually right here. Okay, yes, but on the other hand, the same proportion of income increase from 1 to 3, my demand only increased by 0.5 here. Means it doesn't matter it increases or it decreases, because the amount here is only a little, which is like 0.5. If you look at the other hand, if my income decrease from 3 to 1, which is from this point to this point instead, do you see the demand for that product is actually decreased by 0.5? What does that tell me? It tells me that it was a necessity. Means no matter how much money you have, you need it to survive. Okay? And obviously, our negative value means if my income elasticity is way less than 1 or less than 0, I meant, if my YED is less than 0, this is inferior goods. Okay? let me conclude this. So for first, okay, our luxury goods, according to our graph, our YED or income elasticity must be more than 1. Okay. Yes. And for our second one, if it's normal good, what's happening to my pen? If it's normal goods, then our YED is actually between 0 and 1. Okay. And lastly, if it's an inferior goods, then means that your YED is actually less than 1. Okay. Therefore, as a conclusion, we could say that our inferior YED scoring must be 1. Actually, it should be less than 0, right? I'm so sorry. It should be less than 0 because it's a negative. So we will set less than 0. Okay. Less than 0. Yes. While between 0 and 1, we will consider as a normal goods. Okay. And also, normal good have to stay between 1, right? But if it exceeds 1, then we would call that a luxury good. And this is what you have to remember. Important. Very, very important. Must remember.